it was good to get that time.
Into next year.
Two Raiders in exchange for Davantae Adams. That can become a second rounder. It was getting back together with Aaron Rodgers for years.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode of Shooting for the Stars podcast with y'all's one and only host, Cameron Williams. And as y'all can see on the title of the screen, y'all already know, breaking news, blockbuster trade. We usually don't see these bigger trades happen throughout the middle of the season. But dang it, it's happened. And I told y'all, and I called y'all it was happening. I told y'all what Aaron Rodgers was really doing. But before I get into that, I'm going to bring in all that. I'm going to be bringing up my opinions on the overall Davantae Adams trade. Okay, I'm going to be bringing y'all also my thoughts and opinions on how he can also be incorporated into this offensive scheme. And I'm also going to be comparing a little bit of the Amari Cooper situation as well, and which wide receiver helps, which team the most. I'm going to be breaking all that down. Before I get into it, y'all make sure to please leave a like, comment, and subscribe, you guys, as we're on the road to 1,000 subscribers, and I cannot accomplish this feat if it's not for y'all love and support. So y'all make sure to keep hitting that share button, keep liking, keep subscribing, and let's get on the road there together on Shooting for the Stars podcast. And let me get ready to get onto the video now. So as we know, the Jets have acquired wide receiver Davantae Adams from the Raiders in exchange for a 2025 conditional third-round pick. And for y'all that don't understand, we all know that's basically a bag of ruffles in the NFL. Yes, even at 31 years of age, don't get me wrong, Davantae Adams is still one of the best at a lot of things in this National Football League. There's no doubt about it. In my opinion, Davantae Adams should have went for at least early second-round pick. But in my book, a first-round pick. He's just that special. He's generational. He's an all-world talent. He's a soon-to-be-up first ballot Hall of Famer. I'll tell you that much. And right now, let me tell you, we all know Adams is a 3-time first-team All-Pro and a 6-time Pro Bowler. He has 208 yards through 3 games for the Las Vegas this season. 18 receptions, 208 yards, and 1 touchdown in 3 games. Again, I say this season. And why I said the 3 games? Because we all know it came to an end after Carolina. Many people already knew after Carolina that game in Week 3 when Coach Antonio Pierce said this about making a business decision.
I don't think it was a team. I think there was definitely some individuals that made business decisions. And we'll make business decisions going forward as well.
And I don't blame Davantae Adams. And y'all, I really don't blame Davantae because in my career, because Davantae Adams even said that, that it's not about me being a 1,500-yard receiver no more. I have all the accolades. I have all the self-awards that I'm going to get. It's about me and my career, finishing out my career, going to a team that I have the best possibility of winning a Super Bowl. And he feels like that's with his old running mate, arguably the best quarterback he's had in his career, and Aaron Rodgers up there in New York, who desperately needs him. And I mean desperately needs him. And let me tell New York something. The excuses are absolutely eradicated. Y'all, there's no more excuses. And before I get into what Davantae Adams brings to y'all and how he can be serviceable to y'all, Aaron Rodgers has gotten everything he wanted officially. You got the money. You got the fame. You got Davantae Adams. You had your friend offensive coordinator who has no business being an offensive coordinator, which I mentioned in my last video, and Nate Hackett had no business being a coordinator, okay? You got that. You got the coach fired. You didn't want Robert Saleh. You got him fired. Got his job fired. We brought in your best friend, and y'all saw one of the best receivers in the NFL, in Davantae Adams. Okay, now it's time for you to win. What you gonna show for it? What you gonna show for it? And make no mistake about it, this is all great and all, but y'all gotta keep in mind, we're still in the AFC. Aaron Rodgers, you're a lot older. Davantae Adams is also 4 years older as well, okay? Make no mistake about that either. And keep in mind, Davantae, and are we even sure that Aaron Rodgers is even gonna, not trying to be mean, but are we even sure Aaron Rodgers is even gonna make it to the end of the season? I mean, seriously. I mean, especially after the last game, and especially after the last Monday night's game against Buffalo, where he took, Aaron Rodgers stood, he stood like a soldier and took a lot of brutal hits. Why? Because their offensive line is horrible. And that's another thing, too. It doesn't matter how great Davantae Adams is or what he can do or how fast he can get off his release. It does not matter if Aaron Rodgers does not have no time to throw. And I'm talking about you, Tyron Smith. Got a lot of left tackle for the Jets. Got a lot of respect for you, but your play has been absolutely abysmal. Seriously, Aaron Rodgers has absolutely been getting crushed. He's been getting crushed because of your declaration of duty, and also along many others on that offensive line too. Seriously, it's been horrible. Aaron Rodgers has not had time to do nothing. Even if he wanted to run, he has no time to do nothing because of your guys. Again, I say lack of poor protection on that offensive line. And again, I say, what Davantae Adams can do is, and I'm going to be getting into this. The one thing we know Aaron Rodgers is good for, what made them so great in Green Bay, and what I think can also really help in New York as well, is that, Aaron Rodgers, as we all know, is a manipulator of the snap count. He is so good at manipulating the snap count and being able to get the defense to draw offsides or get the defense to jump and get a free play out of it. He's a master of free plays, essentially. Aaron Rodgers. He's the master of free plays. I mean, he's been good at that for a long time in his career. And you heard Davantae Adam say it on the Up and Adam show. I mean, listen to Davantae about his old teammate, current teammate now, Aaron Rodgers. Listen to him.
Aaron's all about the attention to detail. So snap count, that's attention to detail. We got to be locked in on something like that. You know, we always talked about in Green Bay, the play is hard enough to.
And that's important, and that's very important, and that's what I said about the Jets. But in order for the Jets to do that, how you gonna manipulate anybody if your own offensive line don't even know the count? Think about it, all the penalties we've seen. Last Monday night's game absolutely reminded me of a preseason game between Buffalo and New York. Absolutely, all the penalties. Don't get me wrong, the refs were nagging a little bit, but God dog. I mean, illegal formations, holding. We have to be in. Can we know our own sets? Can we know how to line up first? Can we do that first before we talk about manipulating anybody? And as far as for Tyrone Smith, again, I said that offensive line has been horrible. I mean, if it wasn't for the dereliction of duty, I mean, like I said, the Jets would probably be a lot better. And then not only that, the defense. I was talking about how good that defense is. I still believe they are an elite unit, but they looked a little shaky against the run and they had problems stopping the run. I mean, the Bills ran for about 136 rushing yards total against them boys. Again, I say Tyrone Smith, he's allowed at least 5 sacks and 15 pressures. I mean, seriously, that can't happen, New York, and I mean that cannot happen. But as far as for Davantae Adams, and why I love this move for Davantae Adams and also for the Jets, it's definitely going to add instant offense right out the back. And y'all probably looking at me like, well, Cam, what about Garrett Wilson? Isn't Garrett Wilson a former Rookie of the Year? I mean, isn't Garrett Wilson the guy in his 3 seasons in the NFL who's had no quarterback stability, has still always averaged 1,000 yards receiving? Yes, I understand. Yes, Garrett Wilson is that dude. Make no mistake about it. The brother is phenomenal. He's bound to have a great, long NFL career. I love his heart, and I love his intestinal fortitude that he comes with each and every single day. He brings a different vibe in the locker room every single day for that team, brings a winning mindset. But this is actually going to help Garrett Wilson because, yes, even Garrett Wilson, y'all, football, sometimes it's not about how fast you are, how quick you are, how good you can run around. It's about that chemistry. And when you think about the greatest quarterback, the pass catcher duos in Monk's league history, specifically in the red zone, you think about you think about Tom Brady and Julian Edelman, Tom Brady and Rob Gronkowski, currently Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce. Y'all guys are following me what I'm saying? And also once was Aaron Rodgers and Davantae Adams in Green Bay, and that matters. Knowing where your quarterback wants you to be and when he wants you to be, and knowing where that ball's gonna come out. So many times when we see the Chiefs play with Travis Kelce, it doesn't even look like Travis Kelce's even running around. Because it's just having that trust and that anticipation with your quarterback, knowing where he's gonna put the ball. If that makes any sense, like seriously, and that's what Aaron Rodgers and Davantae Adams have. I mean, it's going to be instant. They're going to be able to pick up right where they left off from their Green Bay days. Should be able to. I mean, seriously. I mean, think about the back shoulders, the fades, the jump balls. I mean, Davantae Adams is a guy who can still do it all. Still arguably a top 3 route runner in the league. Still arguably a guy who can go up and get and high point the ball as good as anybody. Still a guy who's one of the best guys at finding niches and finding soft spots in zones and defenses to get open for his quarterback. I mean, and that's what the Jets need. And oftentimes with Garrett Wilson, not saying nothing bad on him, but it just looked like it was not a lot of chemistry built between Garrett Wilson and Aaron Rodgers. And I can't blame him because he doesn't know him. He doesn't know Garrett Wilson like that. That takes time to build. It took Davantae Adams and Aaron Rodgers years. And when you implement somebody like that into your system, it's going to make it very easy because now the defense has to account for both Garrett Wilson and Davantae Adams and an Alan Lazard and a Mike Williams. And I told you Breece Hall was special and that he's a real runner in that backfield. And it's not going to take him long to break away. I told y'all good boys that. And the Jets, this is what they need. So the Jets arguably had their best offensive game. Not arguably, they did have their best offensive game on Monday night against Buffalo. Make no mistake about that. But when they got to the red zone, they struggled and they came up insignificantly short, and that's a problem. And when you add into a guy like Davantae Adams, that should be no more of a problem. that should be no more of a problem. Like I said, I love this movement. Davantae Adams still elite. Like I said, coming off the year, we had 103 receptions, 1,144 receiving yards. He had probably about 11 yards per reception and scored 8 touchdowns last year. Make no mistake about it. I love this move for the Jets, you guys. I love it. The Jets, no doubt about it, for their offense. But at the end of the day, y'all guys know you still got to get through the real bad man and Patrick Mahomes. The Bills just added Amari Cooper. And no offense, I don't look at this move better than the Bills move for Amari Cooper. Not to say that Amari Cooper is better than Davantae Adams, but arguably, first of all, Amari Cooper at this stage of his career is playing with a better quarterback. He's definitely in a better offense, no doubt about that. You're having a second-time coordinator in Todd Downs. I'm taking Joe Brady every day over Tom Downing, offensive coordinator for the Jets. All day. He's in a better system. The Jets' offensive line is significantly better. And not only that, Amari Cooper, 7 out of his last 9 complete seasons in the NFL, has had 1,000 yards. He's insanely productive. He's elite. Doesn't get talked about a lot, but is an elite wide receiver. And there's another guy who you can make a strong case for going to the Hall of Fame. Make no mistake about that either. Love Amari Cooper. Love how he runs the routes. He's a true veteran. And then when you have a guy like a young rookie in Keon Coleman who's still trying to find his footing and find his way in the NFL, which has not been easy. Khalil Shakir, Dalton Kincaid, Dalton Knox and company. James Cook when he gets back. The Bills' offense is going to take them to a new tier. I mean, the Bills' offense is already without, even before Amari Cooper, is already a top 10 scoring offense in the National Football League. Talk to me now. But don't get me wrong, we know how Aaron Rodgers and Davantae Adams are coming, and y'all boys know how they coming. They coming to score a lot of touchdowns, and they coming to revive their career, which is gonna have to happen insanely quickly. And I mean insanely quickly. And Aaron Rodgers, you got what you want. Now it's time for you to deliver Woody Johnson and the Jets franchise what they want, and bring them back some relevancy, some championship relevancy. And that's gonna conclude today's video, you guys. Y'all let me know what y'all guys want to hear next and what y'all think about this trade. Y'all let me know who y'all think. Well, obviously y'all gonna think. I'm predicting most of y'all to say that the Jets won this trade, but against the Raiders. But y'all let me know. Does this move the needle for the Jets? And if it does move the needle, y'all let me know how far does this move the needle. And not only that, and again I will say too. One last statement I want to make too. The Jets' offense, don't make no mistake about it, should go up and be a top 7 offense, without a doubt, if Aaron Rodgers is at least a little bit of what he once was in 2022. No doubt about it. If he was at least was in 2022. And not only that, and now, like I said, with the mix of all those pass catchers now, again, I give favor Gary Wilson. I mean, Aaron Rodgers even spoke on, don't listen to me, Aaron Rodgers even spoke on how good this can be for Gary Wilson.
He's an asset. He's an incredible locker room presence. I think it's really going to help Garrett out. I think when you're able to be around a guy who's done it at a high level for a long time and see how he goes about his process.
Yeah, Garrett is. He's right. He can really just learn, not only on the field, but just be a true pro. I mean, that's what Garrett really needs, is somebody who can really teach him how to be a true receiver. He's a good receiver, has all the intangibles you want in a wide receiver one, but just really needs to learn how to be. Just needs to know when anticipation and just knowing when to come back to the ball, knowing how to read defenses, really knowing how to read defenses, things off the one-on-ones. We get so caught up in the route running and making people miss and all that kind of stuff. It's really about really knowing the game and learning how to read defenses and learning how to tell from man to zone, and when it's zone, how to find those creeps and creases in the defense and find holes to be able for your quarterback to find you and put it on the money and put the ball where only you can be able to get it, and just building trust. That's really what it is about for Garrett Wilson, and that's what he should learn from Davantae Adams. Make no mistake about it. As long as he doesn't have that selfish mentality and is willing to learn and willing to share, Davantae Adams will be he'll get, the game will give as much as he puts into it. Make no mistake about that, because I believe Garrett Wilson is absolutely a phenomenal receiver in his own right, as he is right now. And as far as for Aaron Rodgers, again, you got everything you wanted. You can't say, and again, I'm gonna wrap this video up. Again, you can't sit up here and say you didn't know Davantae Adams was coming. You can't say at least you didn't have your hand in Davantae Adams coming. I mean, listen to Aaron. Didn't he say it that day on the golf course? Oh, I can't wait to play with him again.
Going to utilize Davantae Adams good in the new Raiders offense?
I love Lou Getsy. He's a fantastic coach.
Awesome.
And I love Davantae. I can't wait to play with him again.
Great. Love to hear it.
Yeah.
like I said, all is good long as you win, and you better win. And it's going to be a lot of pressure on you to win because East Rutherford is built on winning, regardless of that 24-year drought, okay, and that one division title since 2002. The East Rutherford, New Jersey, where the New York Jets are at, is dedicated on winning. And if you're not winning, Aaron Rodgers, let me tell you something. You're not going to end your career like how you think you are. Promise you that. But that's going to wrap up today's video. You guys make sure to please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what y'all want to hear next. And I will see y'all on the next episode on Shooting for the Stars podcast with y'all's one and only host, Cameron Williams.